We are live from the Danbury Sports Dome. It's set for week number 3, the Fairfield County Football League. The 1-1 Fairfield Falcons and the winless Danbury Hatters, affiliates of Fairfield Ludlow and Danbury High School respectively, all set to meet this morning, or this afternoon I should say, ready to go here in Danbury. Hi everybody, I'm Aiden Blanc. It is a pleasure to have you with us. The Falcons, who got off to a very hot start in week number 1 with an incredible victory over the Westport Wreckers, now set to meet the Danbury Hatters in what should at least be an interesting game. Two teams that should on paper be evenly matched. We are just about set for football from Danbury. These two teams in week 3 of their season. Our other game on the channel this afternoon will be New Canaan and Greenwich. That's right, a Greenwich affiliate has joined the league. They will take the field for the first time later today. We are just getting set for football from the Dome. It is a beautiful location here in Danbury. Both of these teams just going over their final warm-ups, take a short break, and join you for the opening kick in just a bit. All right, we're back at the Danbury Sports Dome. All set to go. High school football, private football, the Fairfield County Football League. It is week number 3, and we're so glad to have you with us. First of a doubleheader coming up at 3:45, potentially getting started as we're wrapping up. Will be Greenwich and New Canaan. Ian Nicholas will have the call from New Canaan. And then we'll talk about next week when it comes. We are set for this week. As we mentioned, the Hatters 0-2 start, looking for their first win of the season under head coach Augie Thierry. And Mitch Ross's Fairfield Falcons at 1-1. Win over Staples in week 1, or Westport, the Wreckers, and a win over New Canaan last week. We do have the benefit of a clock this week, and we'll pause for the national anthem. A little semblance of normal here in 2020. You can hear the Danbury crew is getting all riled up, as are the Falcons, and we are ready for week number 3 in the Fairfield County Football League. Again, Fairfield is only playing on the road for the rest of the season, but they relish the opportunity just to play this fall. Normally, we'd be heading toward the tail end of the high school football season, starting to talk about playoffs. And that may be where we are. We're about midway through the season here. This is week 3 of 6, so technically we are midway through this 2020 FCFL season. Falcons are going to send 3 deep to return this ball. You've got Buckley, you've got Gavin Gitman, you've got Buckley, Jack Morrison, and Drew Smith, all deep to return for the Falcons. The Hatters in the appropriate Halloween-themed uniforms. The blue and orange, but the main color on those uniforms is black, so it is an appropriate Halloween-themed uniform. The Falcons in their white, blue, and blacks. One and one Danbury. 1-1 Fairfield. 2-0 Danbury. And we're all set for high school football in week number 3. Hatters set to kick. And already the roster not having the name of the kicker, but it's a little bit of a squib. Going to be returned by Buckley. He'll go right down the middle, off to the far side. He'll push out to about the 35. And again, yard markers are a little bit interesting here at the Danbury Sports Dome because this is not traditionally a football field. But we'll make do with what we get. Falcons will set up on 1st down and 10. First play from scrimmage in this game. Back to quarterback Kyle Chamberlain. Had a little bit of a tough time last week. Coming back this week. Complete to Buckley on the near side. And he's hit hard and brought down. Again, we're working with a very primitive roster. But a tough hit on the near side, and Buckley's brought down on the first play. Second down, and we'll call it 6. Back to throw, steps up, forced to throw, and it's short. intended for Micah Naimo. But Chamberlain was hit as he throws, and now a third down to come up for the Falcons. We're right in back of the Danbury sideline, the Falcons sideline off to the far side, so we can hear just about everything that they're saying. This is third down. Falcons set up with Manny Capellas in the backfield, and a flag before the play even starts. Goes against Danbury, so they're going to make it a third down and very much manageable for the Falcons. Third down and just a few yards to go. They're going to move the ball up. What would have been a third, and we'll call it 6, is now just short of a first down. So third down, and we're going to call this inches. And now they're arguing over whether they should give the Falcons the first down or not. They will not, so it's third down and inches. But hang on. No, they moved the ball back, so we'll call it third and a yard. We'll see if Manny Capellas, the running back, gets his first touch of the day. Third down and short. It looks like they're going to direct snap to Buckley, and they do. He takes it down the middle, and he stops short. The Falcons likely will keep the offense out there because it is fourth and maybe a little bit more than a yard. Buckley tried to get it on the direct snap. He could not. And we'll check out how Mitch Ross sets things up. They do go for fourth downs a lot. They didn't so much last week, but in week number 1, they went for all but 1 or 2 fourth downs. Mitch Ross is a guy who likes to take gambles, and this is certainly one of the less risky gambles. Same setup with Buckley in the backfield. He'll likely take the direct snap. Trying to draw him off sides. He takes the snap down the middle, pushing forward, and he's stopped. A turnover on downs. They direct snap to Drew Buckley twice in a row, and both of the times Danbury's able to get the stop. So now the Hatter offense takes the field in very good field position, I might add. After a turnover on downs on the first possession for Fairfield, the Hatters will now take the field. Takes the snap down the middle, a lot of room to the near side, and he's hit. But a big first down for the Hatters. Carried by 20, and we're just going with numbers here because the roster, again, very primitive. But he's run out of bounds. That's more than good enough for a first down. Danbury, a very athletic group. And the Falcons will prevent any sort of gain on that far side. They may have even lost a yard. Again, we're live at the Danbury Sports Dome. It's week number 3 of the Fairfield County Football League. Danbury Hatters and the Fairfield Falcons. Falcons a 4-and-out on their first possession. Turnover on downs. And now the Hatters driving deep into offensive territory. They are close. They do have a very strong field goal kicking unit. So they are close, if not in, field goal territory. It's a very weird setup in the Dome because, again, this is not a football arena. It's generally used for soccer, so they had to bring in goalposts. And they had to put in yard markers. But anything to get these kids on the field. That's been the general theme of this league so far this season. Off to the far side. Just diving forward to the line of scrimmage. I don't even think he got back there. That's going to be a loss. So after that big run on the first play of the game for the Hatter offense, they've now lost 2 straight plays. It's a 3rd and long coming up. I beg your pardon, it's a 2nd because they repeated it down. So 2nd down, we'll call it 11. Sets up in the backfield, takes the snap, complete to the near side. It's Nicholas Smith who's brought down for a loss. The junior wide receiver hit and forced backwards, so Smith unable to get to the line of scrimmage. And now it's 3rd down and long. Third down and long. They rush. It is complete. Did he get a first down? They're going to say he did. Oh, he might have been just a yard short. The chain gang is not moving. 4th down and short. Up the middle. He's got a lot of room to the outside. Short of the end zone, but they're only on the 2 or 3 yard line. Another huge run to that near side for the Hatters. And they're going to set up on 1st and goal. To the end zone. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Danbury. Daniel Donovan into the end zone, and the Hatters take the 6-0 lead. They will go for the PAT. Looking to make it 7-0. First touchdown of the day for Danbury. A strong run game from this team. It is in. And a 7-0 lead for the Hatters with 7:12. We do have a clock today, 7:12 to play in the first quarter from the Danbury Sports Dome. So once again, the Hatters will kick off.
Hurry up, Jen, help me, please.
And once again, the Falcon offense will step onto the field.
Throw the whole helmet on. All right, let's work on.
Again, you may pick up some commentary for the Danbury sideline because we are right literally in back of the Danbury sideline today.
Let's go, kick off. Go, Caleb.
ready to kick it off. First quarter, about 7 minutes remain. Another squib. Buckley returning once again on the far side. Going to get another good gain. Again, around that 35-yard line is where the Falcon offense will pick up. Got 4 plays on that last drive and turned it over on downs. It's Jackson Ciccone. We just got an updated roster. Jackson Ciccone in at quarterback for the Hatters. Chamberlain still in at quarterback for the Falcons. Forced to throw, and it's over the head of Capellas on the near side. Not even close. It comes near us, actually. So another second down. This would be second down and 10. Coming up for the Falcons. Capellas in the backfield. He'll get it, and he's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. That should be a loss of about 2 or 3. The Danbury defense, their first test run game-wise today, and they pass it with flying colors. It'll be third down and long for the Falcons. If they can get it close, they could go for it on fourth again. These two teams, the last 2 years they met in high school football, the Hatters have been upset by the Falcons. Last year in Danbury and 2 years ago at Fairfield Ludlow. Back to throw. Chamberlain steps up, fires. It is complete to the far side. Caught by Luca Iannone. Not quite there for a first down, but fourth and definitely manageable, and they will keep Kyle Chamberlain on the field, so the offense will remain on the turf for a big fourth down. The second time they faced fourth down this afternoon. An early afternoon, and happy Halloween, everybody. A scary good football game today from the Dome. Two very evenly matched teams. Hatters looking for their first win. Falcons looking to go to 2-1. Capella sets up in the backfield. Smith and Buckley, the receivers on the near side, takes the snap. He is pressured. Complete to Capellas. Forward, got a first down and more. Just short of midfield. Wow, that was a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill there on the part of Manny Capellas and the quarterback Kyle Chamberlain, who was forced to throw, and he finds Capellas on the far side, who busts forward. A lot of open field for him. They're going to mark him, we'll call it the 48 or 49, so they're just short of midfield, and a brand new set of downs after the first conversion of the day for the Falcons. Handoff Capellas, and once again, he's stuffed up at the line. Not much run game-wise for him today. He has caught a pass and gotten 2 handoffs now. Neither one has done much damage. So now second down. Smith and Buckley going to set up on the near side. Capellas in the backfield with Chamberlain in the shotgun and 2 receivers off to the far side as well. Should be Iannone and Anaimo back to throw. It is complete. Busting forward is Luca Iannone. That should be a gain of 5 or 6. Again, it's all approximates here at the Dome because we do not have the specific yard markers. We just have every 5 yards, the 30, the 40, the 50, etc. But we're inside 5 minutes. We do have a clock. We're inside 4.5 minutes to play in this first quarter. The Falcons, after turning it over on 4 plays on their first drive, now driving on their second, trailing by a touchdown. Hatters have been terrific offensively today. Forced to throw. It is complete. Not going to get the first down. Maybe they picked up a few yards. Complete to Mike Anaimo, who comes to the near side, and another fourth down. And once again, the offense remains on the field. They feel very confident. Anaimo checking out, and they check Luke Lasiza in to act as the extra receiver. .333 and time running left in the first quarter. Capellas in the backfield. Smith, Buckley on the near side, forced to throw. Hit as he throws, tapped and intercepted. A lot of running room. Off to the near side, and he's off to the races. It's a pick six, and 2 touchdowns give Danbury the lead. Did he get into the end zone is the question. And it doesn't look like he did. They're going to talk about it. The Hatter offense has come out of the field, so he was short. I was a little premature with the call there. He was just short. And they check a new quarterback in. Patrick Rossetti. Off to the far side. And into the end zone. Another Danbury touchdown. Or was I premature again? No, he was short. It's 2nd down and goal. This is 2 great stops. And the Falcons certainly hoping for a 3rd to prevent a 2nd touchdown and going down multi-possessions this early in the game. Sets up and takes the snap and a handoff, and that should be in. He is short. No, he got in, and it's a Hatter touchdown to make it 13-0. So 13-0 Danbury on this Halloween afternoon. Hatters will kick for the 2nd time today, attempting to make it 14-0. On the way. And good. 14-0. A touchdown and a pick that leads to another touchdown. 2:35 remaining in the first quarter. The Hatters 14 and the Fairfield Falcons nothing. What a start for Augie Terry and his team that has lost their first 2 games of the season, but has bounced back in a major form and has come in ready to win this week. Artez Taft was on the interception. It was tipped right into his hands. And now with 2:35 to go, the Hatters are set to kick off for the 3rd time today. And for the 3rd time today, Kyle Chamberlain will take the field with the Falcon offense. For the 2nd time, he'll take it trailing. Too deep this time. It's Buckley and Smith. This is Buckley, caught it on the line drive. Right down the middle. Got a burst of speed off to the far side. That's a little bit longer than his first 2 returns. Just short of the 40. And again, the Falcon offense takes the field trailing, looking to get something going. They were able to get a little bit of momentum, got past midfield on that last drive, but still struggling on the first 2-3 plays of the drive. His first 2-3 plays of the set of downs is really what has gotten them so far. Chamberlain sets up in the gun. The backfield empties. Airing it to the near side. Smith almost beat his man. It would have been a one-handed catch, but he dropped it. Excellent Hatter coverage. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Xavier Ross, who also plays both ways, who is there to break up the pass. There was a flag, and it's going to back him up a little bit. Back him up a lot. That's at least a 10-yard penalty. So we're going to call this, they're going to repeat the down. First down and a lot. First and 25. Back to throw. It is complete to Drew Smith, near side, busting forward, past the original line of scrimmage, and then some more. Wow, good job by Mitch Ross and the Ludlow offense. They went from first and 25 to second down, and we'll call it 3 or 4. A nice big gain, and Drew Smith was wide open, had some blocking too. One of the senior veteran receivers on this team. And so now they set up on second down. We're going to call this 2nd and 4. Capellas in the backfield. Smith, the lone receiver to the near side. Steps up in the pocket. Hit and down. It'll only be a loss of a yard or 2, but Kyle Chamberlain unable to escape pressure, and the Hatter defense able to sack him for the first time today. It's now second down, and we're going to call this 2nd and 6. A little bit longer than 5. Capellas in the backfield. Smith, Buckley to the near side, over the middle, and floated just over the head of Buckley. He cut for a little short game, which could have given them the first down because he had some space to run after the catch, but it was floated just over his head. So now it's going to be 4th down, and the question is, do they stay on the field? They've stayed on the field for both 4th downs. For all 3 4th downs they've faced today. Twice they've ended up turning it over. Once a turnover on downs, and the other an interception. And once again, they stay on the field for 4th down. 4th down and 5. Capellas in the backfield, and yet again, it's Buckley and Smith on to the near side as receivers. Pressure coming, and he's blindsided. Oh, what a hit. It's a huge sack. Their 2nd turnover on downs today. It has been a nightmarish start for the Fairfield offense. Boy, what a tough start it is for them. 3 turnovers, 2 of them turnovers on downs, and the risks have not paid off. That is the end of the first quarter, and it is one to forget if you are the Falcons. They've come back from down more, but a 14-0 Hatter lead. We're going to take a short break. It's Fairfield and Danbury. 14-0 Danbury leads right now on the FCFL Digital Network. Back from the Danbury Dome, set to go in the second quarter. Falcons trailing by 14 on the FCFL Digital Network. First of a doubleheader at 3:45. A really good game that normally would be the talk of the town if it were the 2 high schools in these towns, New Canaan and Greenwich. Ian Nicholas has the call and his NCTV crew at 3:45. So ready to go in the second quarter. Falcons dig themselves into a little bit of a hole, trailing by 14. They've come back from down a lot more with a lot less time remaining. It is only the beginning of the second quarter, but the offense has just not looked very good today. They looked better last week against New Canaan. All right, so Jackson Ciccone back out. He's going to split the time today. at quarterback with Patrick Rossetti. He gets a possession. I beg your pardon, Rossetti is back out. And he sets up with a couple of guys in the backfield, DJ Donovan, and the guy who gets the handoff, Artez Taft, who's worked all the way back in another loss, but there is a flag on the play, and it may go against Fairfield. All their good work potentially getting negated because of the penalty. There is a injured Hatter out of the field. And the physical therapist now out to take a look at him. It is Artez Taft who just got that run, and boy, he was a big impact for them today. Hopefully he'll be able to return to the game either now or next week. He was a humongous impact for this team. He played defensively. He got an interception and put him inside the 5-yard line. He also has run a couple of touchdowns, and it's just a tough hit for him. He is hobbling his way off the field. He is able to put pressure on it, so that gives him a little bit of hope that he may be able to return. But he's still not able to put much pressure on that foot. So now they got to change the game plan a little bit, and Chaconi's got a pass for the first time today. Off to the far side. It is broken up. Intended for Nick Smith, who had it stripped right out of his hands by the Falcon D, and now it's second down. The penalty did go against Danbury, so it's second down and 20. Once again, in this game, a team forced to have a little bit of a longer distance to that first down marker than they would like. Three receivers to the near side. Rossetti takes the snap, off to throw, over the middle and beyond the hands of Smith. He leaped in the air, had a chance. It went right through his hands. A couple of targets for Smith and a couple of incomplete passes. Sets up a third down and 20 for the Hatters. Right on that 50-yard line. It's been a fun game so far if you're a Danbury fan, although with Artez Taft out, not knowing if he will return at all in this game, the Falcons certainly have to be a little bit happy that they can't just keep running the football, which has been a problem so far today. Pass is complete, off to the far side, no more than a 4 or 5 yard gain, and that's going to send out the punt team for the first time today for Danbury on fourth down. 11-11 and counting to play in the second quarter. 14-0 the Hatters lead. First of a doubleheader on the FCFL Digital Network, 3:45, New Canaan and Greenwich, which will be right here on the channel. Ian Nicholas and the NCTV crew will have the call. Time to punt it away. It is a booming kick from Tyrell Jones that is bounding down, and it rolls into the end zone. They wanted to try and hit it at the 1, but none of the Danbury players could. So it rolls into the end zone. It will be a touchback, and for the first time today, the Falcons will come out inside the 30-yard line. This is a Falcon offense who has had some problems. 2 turnovers on downs, and the third possession ending with an interception that led to a touchdown. $10:29 to go in the first half as they take the field, trailing by 2 touchdowns. Going to try to want to make it a 1-score game at the half. That would certainly be a credit to Mitch Ross. Set to throw on the far side. Smith with a lot of open field, but he's carried out of bounds by his own momentum. He could have tried to outrun the Danbury defender, but he was run out by his own momentum there past midfield. That was the largest gain today without a doubt. That's the second time today they've been able to kind of just find Smith with some open space and let him do his thing, and both of those have resulted in first downs. Cabellis in the backfield. Anaimo, Iannone, and Buckley onto the near side. Takes the snap, throwing far side. Smith again, second catch of this drive, the third catch of the day, and all 3 have resulted in first downs. Drew Smith, a catch machine so far offensively, and give the Falcons some hope as he gets them a brand new set of downs. Now 10:15 to play in the half. Second quarter from the Danbury Sports Dome. 14-0 lead. Escapes pressure. Steps into it. Caught by Anaimo, and another first down. 3 passes and 3 conversions for the Falcons. Their offense has really started to pick up. It's been a very dramatic change. They were running the ball a little bit with Capellas earlier. That's obviously out the window. They're going with big gains, big passes, and Chamberlain's arm is getting a workout, no doubt. Set for another first down and 10, the third conversion of the drive for the Falcons.
Pat, where's the ball?
And a timeout is called. We'll take one with you back in a little bit. It is 14-0 Danbury on the FCFL Digital Network. Back from the Danbury Sports Dome, another big pass. It's complete to Buckley, and he's into the end zone. 4 passes, 4 first downs, well, 3 first downs, and it ends with a touchdown. And the lead now down to 1 possession for Augie Thierry's Hatters. The Falcon offense, which was asleep for those first 3 possessions, very much awake. 2 targets for Smith, 1 for Anaimo, and then the touchdown for Buckley, who had to catch it. It went over his shoulder, turned over his shoulder, and made the catch. 14-6. Nolan Izzo is out to kick the extra point, done most of the kicking this year for the Falcons to make it a touchdown game. Snap is down, hold is good, kick is perfect. Izzo able to put it through, and a 14-7 lead. So here come the Falcons. Their offense, when it is working, can be lethal. It'll be interesting to see if the Hatters can counter now. Their offense started to stall. Both of the offense is kind of taking dramatic changes. The Hatter offense, which came out firing on all cylinders, was stalled on that last drive without Artez Taft at running back, and with 9:51 to play in the half, now they lead by just a touchdown. The Falcon offense, who had an interception and 2 turnovers on downs the first 3 drives, comes out and is able to score there fairly easily against the Hatter defense. 9:51 to play in the first half, a 14-7 lead for Danbury. Booming kick from Izzo. First time the Falcons have kicked off all day, and it lands on the 1-yard line. He's forced to return it from inside the 5, breaking to the far side past the 10 and just short of the 15. Good considering how the return started, but they thought it was going to roll into the end zone. It did not. And now the Hatter offense out of the field, not great field position to start a drive. If they want to maintain control of this ball game, which they can, they really do need to get something going and put some points on the board in this drive. Back to throw, handoff down the middle. Did they get anything? If they did, it's only a yard or 2. Claps, takes the snap. Chacon is back in the quarterback, and he completes it to Taft, who's back in the game. Good to see him back after the injury. And that should move the markers. No, he was short. So third, no. They switched it to first down. The chain gang was just a little bit behind, and they do give him a conversion. So first down and 10 to come up. First down and 10. Claps takes the snap. Play fake to Taft. Airs it far side. It is complete to Nick Smith. A little bit of hitting after the play and some rough housing on both ends, which the referees, they came over and talked to each group before the game. They were very clear, not that there was any need to say it, but they were very clear that that was not going to be tolerated. 8.5 to play in this half, so a lot of time for Augie Terry's Hatters to roll down the field and make it a 2-score game before the half again. The Falcons have the momentum, though, now, trailing by just a touchdown, and this team could make that up in a heartbeat. A couple of guys set in the backfield, takes the snap, handoff goes to Taft, and a whistle before the play. And it should move everybody back. It's going against the Hatters. We'll call it 2nd and 10. That's basically where they are. Almost drew a Falcon off sides. They did not. He was close. Snap. Chacon takes it himself. Up the middle, barely a yard on the ground. He is down with inside 8 minutes to play in this first half, that is.
They have gap responsibility
Timeout is going to be taken, and it's taken by the Falcons. We'll take one with you. 14-7, the Hatters lead on the FCFL Digital Network. Back from the Danbury Sports Dome on the FCFL Digital Network. Aiden Blanc hanging with you on this Halloween Saturday. A pleasure to have you with us. A long weekend ahead of us. Hatters 14 and the Fairfield Falcons 7. Danbury driving. It's third down and a little bit less than 10. Jackson Chacon in the backfield. Airing it to the near side. It is incomplete. Drew Smith able to jump in at the last minute and bat it down. Artez Taft, who's been all over the place today, had an injury, but he's had an interception, had a few targets passing-wise, and gotten the ball a few times on the ground. He was the intended receiver, and he got double-teamed because Smith came in at the last second to help out. Buckley may not have been able to stop that pass, but Smith was able to jump in and get the stop. And that'll set up fourth down and 10. They are going to punt it once more. This is Tyrell Jones, his second punt of the day. Not very good. Headed toward the sidelines, bouncing around, bouncing forward. And the Falcons are going to have a chance to tie this game. 6:10 to play in the half. The offense will take the field with an opportunity to score and make it a 14-14 ball game before the half. And knowing Mitch Ross, they may even go for two to try and take the lead. It's been a very productive afternoon for this Fairfield squad. Or at least a productive second quarter. They trail by 14 heading to this quarter, but the offense has really woken up, and they've been able to halt that Danbury offense that was just untouchable on those first few possessions. Smith sets up, the man in motion, and he will get it. That's Iannone to the far side, cuts forward, not going to get the first down, but a gain of at least 6 or 7 yards. Luca's been targeted a couple times as well, and that'll set up second down. Again, Fairfield's 1-1. Hatters looking for their first win of the season after loss against Stanford and then I believe Ward last week. Or the Fairfield Mustangs, I should say. It's Buckley and Anaimo off to the near side. Takes the snap, looking far side, airs it, intercepted! Second interception of the day for Chamberlain. Somebody blew their coverage, and it went right into the hands of the Hatters. And a brand new life for the Danbury offense. And it's a shame to waste that kind of field position. Ludlow will get on the field again, or Fairfield will get on the field again, likely before this half ends, but with about 5.5 minutes left, they're not going to have much time to go downfield and try to tie this game. Takes the snap, handoff, Taft, and not much. That was not Taft. It was Pat Path on the ground, generally a linebacker, but gets the call for running back right now, with Taft usually lining up as a wide receiver. Setting up on second down, and we're going to call it 2nd and 10 because they didn't gain anything on that last play. 4:50 to play in the second quarter, and that's why they're saying go, go, go. They want to try and get another score before halftime. Claps, takes the snap, and a whistle before he could even do anything with it. It's going to go against the offense, so a loss for Danbury, and the penalties have plagued both of these teams. They've stopped otherwise productive drives, and it's going to set the Hatters back at least 5 or 10 yards. .4:24 remaining in the second quarter. 14-7, Danbury leads from the Danbury Sports Dome on their home turf. In the backfield, Rossetti takes the snap, handoff, and a big loss. Path was unable to get anything on that play. He may have even lost a yard or two. The Falcon defense, which got caught sleeping those first couple of drives, has really woken up, just like the offense. They've come on here in the second quarter. Ready to go on 3rd and a little bit more than 10. Call it 3rd and 12. Claps takes the snap back to throw, airing it over the middle. It is incomplete. Broken up. And it sets up a 4th and 12. And for the 3rd time today, Tyrell Jones takes the field set to punt it away for the Hatters. Deep to return is Buckley. Smith also there a little bit further in to about the 35. Buckley is back at the 45. Booming kick. Buckley returning near side. Cuts off to the middle. He'll pick up a few yards, and it'll be a brand new set of downs. 3:17. That's still plenty of time for the Falcons to get in the end zone, and it is only a 7-point game after the interception on that last possession. Beautiful day inside the dome. And it really always is. I have a feeling once things start to get a little bit colder, this may be the best place to have a game. Alrighty, so 1st and 10. Chamberlain takes the snap, off to the far side. A lot of pressure coming. Airs it complete to Anaimo. It looked for sure like Anaimo couldn't see the pass was coming his way, but he turns at the last minute. He did get out of bounds, so the clock stops with 3:10 to play in the half, and they're going to call this play back. I thought he caught the football. Guess he didn't. 2nd down and 10. It is pretty hard to see from where we are. We're on an elevated platform, but we still can't see very well. Not as well as our cameramen can. Alrighty, so 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. They rush, complete, Capellas, lot of running room. One man to beat down the sideline. Eddie stumbles inside the 10. There is a flag. Another one of those just desperate throws from Chamberlain where he dumps it off, and Capellas is able to run a whole heck of a lot. Where do they mark the ball is the question, with 3 minutes on the dot left in the half. It is nice to have the scoreboard. The first week when we were at Taft Field, we did not have it, and it was a nightmare to try and figure out score and what down it was and time of distance. And the only thing we knew for certain was the score in the quarter. But the last 2 weeks in New Canaan and now here in Danbury, we've been able to have the score. So the clock starts running. It is 2nd down and 5. Back to throw. They said Capella stepped out of bounds. First run of the day for Chamberlain. He's either just short or got the first down. They're going to say it's 1st down and 10. They move the chains with 2:33 left in the half. What happened on that last run was Capella stepped out of bounds on the near side, and they didn't mark it all the way down inside the 10 as Fairfield would have liked. Chambo comes out on 1st down and 10, a brand new set of downs for the Falcons. Just in front of the 25-yard line. Back to throw. Complete? No, incomplete. It was hit in the air, and it was loose for a second, nearly intercepted. It kind of pounced off of Anaimo's pads. So a 2nd and 10 set to come up for the Falcons with now 2:07 left in the half. Aiden Blanc with you from the Danbury Sports Dome. A pleasure to have you with us here on the FCFL Digital Network. Halfway through this season, 3 more games for both of these teams and then potentially some playoffs at the end. It is all right into the hands of the Danbury defender and incomplete. And they're going to be kicking themselves for that one. Pat Pather was right into his hands, and he dropped the ball. His eyes were lit up. Instead, it's 3rd and 10 after a couple of incomplete passes. You want to at least make it close. You know they're going to go for it on 4th down. Not very much of a risk this late in the half. Set to throw. They want a touchdown. It is intercepted. But wait a second. It got pulled out of the hands, or did it, of Chris Martinez, who came down with the interception, but the ball did pop loose. They're going to give him the interception. The Hatter offense is taking the field with 1:55 remaining. That's the 3rd interception for Chamberlain of this half. He has been relatively good. I'll give him the credit there. They're only trailing by a touchdown, and it could be a lot worse. He's been relatively good passing-wise, but he's had a couple of big mistakes, and that was certainly one of them. 3rd interception of the half. But in the end, no one's the wiser. It's 14-7. Still a touchdown game. Cicconi's back in the quarterback position, and Artez Taft is back at running back. He gets the carry there. 1:45, and the clock continuing to run. It did just stop left in the half. So it's 1st down. They're going to repeat the down. There was some sort of penalty. I didn't see a flag.
Gage!
Second down. Another give to Artez Taft, the junior, who they're going to, Coach Terry is certainly going to be lucky to have him both in the spring season and then again next fall. An all-around workhorse. An interception today. A couple of targets passing-wise. A timeout has been called, and a lot of yards on the ground, including that big gain that set up a touchdown on the first drive of the game. So a timeout is called. We'll take one more with you. Back for the final 1:15 of this first half and a 14-7 lead here on the FCFL Digital Network. Back for the final minute, 15 from the Danbury Sports Arena. Aiden Blanc, a pleasure to have you with us as always. Another give, no, a fake, and it is complete to the near side. He's going to get wrapped up. DJ Donovan with the target. Clock down to a minute 10. And that is going to set up a third down. No, it sets up fourth down. They're off on the dial-a-down. So fourth down. They're going to punt it away one more time. Tyrell Jones are going to have about a minute, the Falcons will, to try and score. Buckley back to return. Third punt in the last few minutes for Danbury. Third straight drive that has resulted on a punt, nearly blocked. Buckley caught it right here, has some space. Boy, he can really work. He's got a lot of room. And he's still on his feet, and he's into the end zone. Fancy footwork from Drew Buckley. And this game's going to be tied going to half. Wow, he would not go down. Unless he stepped out of bounds, and I don't think he did. Nolan Izzo's coming out to try and tie this game. 14 unanswered for the Hatters, and now 14 unanswered for the Falcons. They got to be ecstatic over on the Fairfield sidelines. Izzo out for his second PAT of the day. Blocked. Loose, and the ball's whistled dead. So it's not going to be tied, but it's going to be a one-point game with 48.4 to play in the half after a Drew Buckley touchdown return. (14-13), the Falcons and the Hatters each with a pair of touchdowns. And now the Falcons will kick off for the second time today. The Hatters will get the football to start the second half.
Back up, back up, back up. Joel, back up. Timmy, heads up. Timmy, heads up. Good, Coach D.
Long ball. Returned. A lot of room. Flag. It was returned by Taft, so there's another thing you can add to his resume. Wide receiver, defensive back, running back, and now a kick returner. And so the Hatters take the field, now leading by just a point. They led by 14 coming into the quarter. They're going to move this ball all the way up past the 35. Call it the 37, and it's first down and 10. Just over 40 seconds left in the half. Falcons just trying to stop them from scoring anything before the half comes to a close, because they do know the Hatters will be able to design a drive to start the second half. Rossetti to the far side, forced to throw, and it's way out of reach. Nick Smith was the intended target, but it was way over his head. Second down and 10. But no, a penalty. There was a flag that I missed. And they move them all the way back. First down, we're going to call this 1st and 20. Coming up after the penalty. And a whistle before the snap, a flag. It's going against the Falcons. So all that yardage the Hatters just lost. They may be able to move it up a little bit. Oh, check that. It was against the Hatters. I saw the hand signal wrong. First down and 25 now. Boy, this has been a disastrous way to end the half if you are Coach Terry and the Hatters. Back to throw, stepping up, down the side, it is intercepted! Pulled out by Zach Hathaway. And it went right into his hands as he fell to the ground. Hey, there's 26 seconds. Don't think the Falcons have any sort of time to really waste, but they have an opportunity to get the lead here if they can set up Nolan Izzo to make it 16-14 with the field goal. Last 26 seconds. Pass caught on the near side. Ino unable to get in bounds before he steps out, so they stop the clock with 21.4. They're now past midfield. Chambo, Capellas in the backfield would assume they're not going to run, and they will not. They're going to go for a pass. It is intercepted. Another one, and this may be trouble. A huge interception for the Hatters stopped the Falcon offense. They now have about 12 seconds to try and get their field goal kicker in position. We have not seen either team attempt a field goal today. Both kickers have done some kickoffs and hit PATs, but nobody has attempted a field goal yet. Man in motion, backfield empties. Chacon down the sideline and out of the reach of the intended receiver. He's not on the roster, but he's attempted number 9 a couple of times today. Just over 8 seconds left. Back to throw, over the middle. Down to 3 seconds, and they call the timeout. Coach Terry calls the timeout. Do they send out the field goal unit with just over 3 seconds is the question. .1 seconds remain in the half. Week 3 of the FCFL, and the Falcons trailing by a point against the winless Danbury Hatters. The end around, steps into a throw. Intercepted at the very end of the half. They lateral. Ludlow's got a lot of room. Time has expired in the half. And they finally bring him down to end the first half of play. So the Falcons and the Hatters, each with a couple of unanswered touchdowns. The only difference, a blocked PAT. 14-13, Danbury has the lead. We're going to step aside, enjoy some halftime festivities, and we will be back for half number 2 on the FCFL Digital Network. Second halftime from the Danbury Sports Dome, a 14-13 lead for the Hatters. At home this week. Falcons are on the road every week for the rest of the season. Aiden Blanc with you, a 14-13 lead for Danbury, week number 3 of the Fairfield County Football League. The fun continues. There is a second game of our doubleheader, and you're definitely going to want to watch it. New Canaan and Greenwich set to come up in just about 2 hours or so. 3:45 kickoff from New Canaan High School, and what a game that should be. Greenwich, their first game in the league. They're only going to play 3 games in the league this season because they joined late, but their first game in the league, that is definitely a blockbuster matchup and one that I'll keep my eye on as this game moves along and as the afternoon rolls on this special holiday edition of the Fairfield County Football League. So the Falcons got the football first, which means the Hatters get it, and an onside kick attempt is loose. Both teams think they have it, and it comes out with Danbury. They were talking literally just before we came on air, and they were saying to the Danbury sideline, watch the onside kick, because Mitch Ross has been known to pull a few things like that out of his bag of tricks, and they attempted one. It didn't go so well. And now it's up to the defense to try and pull up a stop. Here come the Hatters out on offense. Ciccone is back. Scrambling to the far side. Lets it go. Deep downfield. Tipped and incomplete. Oh, it was close. It was certainly close, but it was incomplete, and that'll bring up a second down and 10. Danbury kind of stalled a little bit at the end of that first half. They still have the point lead because of the blocked PAT, but now they really need to get the offense moving. Handoff down the middle, big run. First carry of the half for Artez Taft. And we'll call it 3rd down and 5. In the gun. Takes the snap, back to throw, overhand to the far side. Caught by Pat Rossetti. No, beg your pardon, it was caught by Taft, his second touch of the half, and that'll bring up a 4th and short. See if they keep the offense on the field, then they do. This is the first time today that the Hatters have kept the offense on the field for a 4th down. The Falcons have done it almost every time. In fact, I think they might have done it every time. Approaching 10.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. Handoff. First down and more. Taft down the middle, and he's just outside the red zone. Boy, has he been a difference maker for this Danbury team today. Another carry. They've had 2 runs and a pass to start this drive, and all 3 of them have ended up with Artez Taft getting the football, and it's no doubt that Coach Terry is big on him. He has been a huge difference maker. He also has an interception. This time the carries by DJ Donovan for a few yards. They are within field goal territory if they feel comfortable taking a shot. 2nd down, and we'll call it 8. Play fake. Caught. Big gain with Nick Smith, the target. Is it good enough for a 1st down? It is. They're going to call it. A new set of downs, and now they're just outside the 10. Call it the 11-yard line. First down and 10. Flag is down. They barely gained anything. It's going to go against the Hatters, moving everybody back.
Caleb, keep playing.
.9:27, the clock stopped here in the third quarter. 14-13, the Hatters on top in Week 3 of the Fairfield County Football League. New Canaan and Greenwich, the second half of our doubleheader. Boy, that's looking more and more like the game of the year potentially. New Canaan, best team I've seen yet. I've seen a couple of these games. And last week they looked like the best team I've seen yet. And Fairfield played very well against them in the first half. But New Canaan definitely looks like the best team, and of course, Greenwich always brings a high school football powerhouse into the state. Firing and caught, short of the end zone, but they're going to get a first down and goal. If not, they're just short. It is second down. They marked him just short of that first down marker. To the outside, Taft cuts down the middle. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Danbury. 20-13. They can make it an 8-point game with the PAT, and Artez Taft, his second touchdown of the day. We've talked about him all game long because he has been the MVP for this Danbury squad. If we're giving out Player of the Game awards, he is high on that list. Point is in, extra point that is, and it's 21-13. The Hatters on top, so the Falcons now going to march down, try and score, and get a 2-point conversion in order to tie this thing up. Take a short break here on the FCFL Digital Network.
Jack's trying to get love. I've never seen that shit play like that.
Back from Danbury.
Shit, let's go. Yeah, good job, boy.
8.5 to play in the third quarter. Falcons sending Buckley and Drew Smith back to receive. We know Drew's got his own fan section in the comments. And we appreciate everybody who's hanging out with us on this Halloween Saturday afternoon. A scary good game. They try a little bit of a squib. It is recovered by the Falcons. So both teams trying a non-conventional kickoff. Neither one able to retain possession. And the Falcon offense comes out just short of midfield. Very good field position for a Falcon offense that has only been able to score once. Drew Buckley, the second touchdown on the kick return. They will line up with Iannone, the lone receiver, on the near side. I see Lisiza, Buckley, and I would assume that's Smith stacked off to the far side. Back to throw, over the middle, Capellas breaks a tackle, breaks another one. No, he couldn't quite break it. He's off to the 40-yard line, and it will be another brand new set of downs. Manny Capellas, not too many targets for him today, but he's going to have a very promising future with this team. Only a junior. He's going to have a very, very promising future with this Fairfield Falcons squad, and luckily enough, he's going to get one more traditional normal season to expand his role. With Denham Feldman out with a torn ACL, he's going to get the reps as the running back. Pass just in front of him. There's a late flag, which likely goes against the Hatters, and it does. Oh, I beg your pardon. It goes against the Falcons. They motion to the wrong end zone. They're going to move the ball back a lot. They're going to redo the down, but a humongous loss for the Falcons. First down and almost 15. Back to throw. Chamberlain steps up. Caught on the far side. Not much of a gain, though. Complete to Anaimo. Back to throw, near side. He got it to Buckley. And that'll be closer, but not quite to the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 15. 3rd and long coming up for the Falcons. They've had pretty big gains today, gains much longer than 15 yards. We'll see if, knock on wood, they can pull one out here. Alrighty, Iannone, the lone receiver to the near side. Buckley, Smith, and Anaimo off to the far side. Capellas in the backfield, and Chamberlain out of the shotgun. To throw, pocket collapsing, has some space. He's caught by Smith, but he dropped it. And he's going to beat himself up for that. There was a flag, so they may get the opportunity to redo the down. It goes against the Falcons. It's declined. So that'll set up 4th down. Fourth down, split receivers. The snap, steps up, forced to throw, long ball, just out of the reach of Smith. And oh boy, that was right in his wheelhouse too. He had a lot of momentum. He almost had it, but it's just out of his reach. And the 3rd turnover on downs of the day for the Falcon offense. Not a great way to start the 3rd quarter, especially when you went in a half with a lot of momentum, being just a PAT shy of tying it. Now you're trailing by 8. Can't afford to give up much more to the Danbury offense here. They'll take over with the ball on the 45-yard line. Couple of guys in the backfield with Ciccone. No, it's not Ciccone. They switched quarterbacks on me again. It's Patrick Rossetti who comes back in. The snap, give to Taft. He's been their workhorse offensively, both running and catching the football. Down to about 6.5, less than 6.5 left in the 3rd quarter, and he's past midfield. Now they're just trying to take a lot of time off the clock. A nice lengthy possession, maybe end it with a touchdown, and you're right back in business. Handoff. This time it's Path. First down and more.
Good footwork.
They give Path a rep at running back, and he's able to make the most of it. A new set of downs for the Hatters. Flag is down. Five and a half minutes to play in the third. Play fake over the middle, and it's caught. Big gain. More than enough for a first down. They're just outside the 20. Hauled in by Smith. And a new set of downs for Danbury. Another handoff. Lot of running room, and he's gone. Pat Path to the end zone. Touchdown, Danbury. (27-13) on a Pat Path big run. And now things are starting to slip away from the Falcons. JT Neighbor to kick and hits. And it's 28-13. The Hatters with 4 touchdowns today. Coach Terry's certainly going to be proud of his boys. (28-13). What a job by the Hatters today. Their offense, which was stalled at the very end of the half, has been able to reset and put up a couple of touchdowns so far with inside 5 minutes left in the third.
Literally just keep going. You got the hit out here. Sports. Hey, this is the gauntlet. Run through it, boys. Let's go. Get it back there, Caleb.
Big booming kick. Buckley returns. And a first down for the Falcon offense. This might be the biggest possession they have today. They need to come out and score. setting up on 1st and 10. Same 4 receivers that have been out there all day. Long ball. Oh, it's just out of reach. Luke Lisiza, the new receiver who checks in, unable to catch it. It was just over his shoulder and out. So a 2nd and 10 set to come up. Chamberlain forced to the far side, airs it, incomplete. It was Capellas who couldn't handle it. And now a 3rd and 10. Long ball over the middle, and Buckley can't get to it. So now a 4th down and 10 to go. Ross is going to keep the field same that it is. He's going to keep the offense out there. Will it prove to be a wise decision is the question. Because you give the ball up here, the way the Danbury offense is moving, you're basically giving them a free touchdown. To throw, backfield empties, and he's sacked. Turnover on downs for the 4th time today.
Let's go!
That may have cost him the game.
Let's go!
4:29 to play in the 3rd. 28-13. It has not been the Falcons' day, to say the least. They played very well in the 2nd quarter and almost tied this thing at half, but it has not been their. It was not their 1st quarter, and it has not been their 3rd quarter. Hopefully they're able to turn it around as we approach the 4th quarter. They're trailing by 15 in the air. Oh, it was nearly intercepted. That could have changed a lot. The Falcon offense dying to get back on the field. 2 lackluster possessions here to start the half. Takes the snap, forced to roll on the run, and airs it out of bounds on the far sideline, so 3rd and 10. Play fake. Chacon down the middle. Not going to get the first, but sets up 4th down. They will have a chance at a field goal. And that's what they're going to do. It'll be the first attempted field goal on either end today. It'll be attempted by JT Neighbor. Hit the PAT earlier. And now Neighbor back out. Snap down, kick on the way. It is off. So maybe the Falcons have a little bit of life. 3:29 left in the 3rd quarter. They got to put together a solid possession here, make it a one-score game heading to the fourth, but it's not out of question that they come back and make this a game here. That field goal could have really made it difficult, but they're able to get a miss. A second under, 3.5 minutes to play in the third. Takes the snap, airing it complete. Capellas, flag in the air. It was against the Hatters, so the Falcons move up a little bit. A brand new set of downs on 1st and 10. Rocketed to the far side and nothing for Luke Lasiza. Caught it and was hit almost immediately after. May even be a loss. 2nd down. Second down, we're going to call it 11. To throw, pressure. Oh, it was incomplete. He was hit. I thought I see a flag. I do see a flag. Could this be another Hatter penalty? It is another penalty, but it's going to go against the Falcons, so it essentially cancels out any good that that first penalty did. Back to throw. Complete to Buckley. His first touch of the half. Close to the original line of scrimmage, but nothing. Back to throw, steps up. Over the middle, it is caught. He's past the first down marker. They go over 10 yards. Drew Smith. When Chamberlain is under pressure, he usually does the best. It's so odd, but he always, when he is forced to get rid of the football, he usually is able to get a big, big gain out of it. They're just short of midfield. They actually say it's fourth because they were, oh no, they say it's 1st down and 10. They just moved them a little bit late. So 1st down and 10. Run to the far side. Capellas bounding over a defender. That'll be a pickup of, we'll call it 4. We'll say it's 2nd down and 6. Inside a minute left in the half, in the quarter, that is. Falcons trailing by 15. They need a touchdown couple of touchdowns and a conversion. That's going to get a first down and a lot more. Ducking out of that first tackle, Luke Luciza able to get a lot more for his, a lot of bang for his buck there. 30.2 remaining, 38.2. Timeout. We're going to take one with you. So the Falcons was not the ideal start to the half, but they're starting to turn it around. We'll see if they can keep that going just a little bit here on the FCFL Digital Network.
Where's your helmet, bro? Where's your helmet? You're awesome. I want you to know that.
Back on the FCFL Digital Network, and the Falcons have an opportunity to get themselves back into a one-score game, that is. They were at a one-point game at half. The time expired while we were away in the third quarter, so we start the fourth. And the first play of it is complete. Manny Capellas near side, hit. But he's able to get some yardage, 4 or 5 yards, and set up second down. $11:35 to go. So they're up against the clock right now. The clock is not very friendly to the Fairfield Falcons. Snap, pressure. Backfield empties. Deep sideline, incomplete. He wanted Smith, but the ball went too far out of bounds for Smith to grab it. On the bright side, it does stop the clock at 11:19, and now it's third down, and we're going to call it 6. Again, it's all relative here because there are no yard markers, only the 5-yard or 10-yard markers. Not a field that was built for football, but it's done pretty well. It's a beautiful place to play. Back to throw. Chamberlain has to get out of pressure. The ball is loose. It is barely recovered by the Falcons. So that's going to set up 4th and long, more than 10. Boy, that was moments from disaster is what we'll call it. Fourth down. 2 receivers far side, 2 to the near side. That's Buckley and Smith. Back to throw. Caught by Smith. Can he get the first down? Pushing forward. Was he short? We're going to find out. They switch the dial down and they move the chains. So once again, the Falcons, it's been hit or miss on 4th down all day. They've certainly had turnovers. That's 4 times they've turned the ball over on downs, but they've had a few good conversions. Handoff, Capellas on first. Pushing forward, he barely got back to the line of scrimmage, and he'd be lucky if he did. Now 2nd, and we'll call it 10. And he's brought down, probably for a loss. We'll call it 2 yards. Call it 3rd and 13. Third down, 13 to go on this Halloween afternoon. Hatters appropriately in the orange and black. It is... Couldn't quite see because the team is blocking me, but it looked like it was incomplete. And it is incomplete. So 4th down, 9:17 to go. This is the second 4th down they've faced on this drive. And for the second time, they're forced to go for it. They had to get a man off the field. And a timeout was charged to the Hatters because of it. That's the second time in this second half that they've almost had too many men on the field. Timeout is called. We're going to take one with you back in a bit. FCFL Digital Network. Final 9:17 of this ball game. End zone. Did he catch it? No, it came out. There was a flag. Question is, do they get to read the down or not? The offense is still on the field. They should get to read the down. They may even get some extra yardage out of it. They do get to redo the down. It is 4th down. Back to throw. Pressure. Lets it go. It is incomplete over the middle. Oh, it was close. Was there a flag? No, no flags. And it's a turnover on downs just beyond the hands of Luke Lasisa. So now the Hatter offense takes over. Up by 2 possessions in a very good spot to get their first win of the season. Should they win, both teams would be 1-2 heading to week number 3. To the far side and incomplete. Should be a 2nd down and 10. Credit to Augie Terry. He has had his boys playing at high quality level. And for them to be 0-2 by this point in the season, I mean, they must have played 2 very, very good football teams the first 2 weeks of the season. Because this is a team that could hang with just about anybody in this league. 2nd down and 10. Snap to Rossetti. Handoff near side, carried by Path. Couple of yards, call it 3rd and 8. The non-traditional view for me today, up on a elevated platform, but still pretty close to field level. Usually that's not always my view. I'm usually up in a press box, removed from the action. Firing to the far side, it is caught. He's got running room. Smith to beat, spins out of a tackle, off to the races, and he's brought down inside the 45. 8:12 remaining, and the Hatters have not let up. Offense has been churning out all kinds of big gains and a new set of downs for Patrick Rossetti and company. $8:13 to go. Play fake. Far side, incomplete. Smith was able to lock down his receiver that time. And a 2nd down coming up. Again, both of these teams are going to get spring seasons. As of now, the CIAC has approved spring football, which should be interesting to see. I'll be there for it. I will be intrigued to watch that happen. Handoff down the middle, not much of a gain. Inside 8 minutes now, the clock running out on the Falcons. It has not been their day. Played a very good second quarter, but everything else has just been not great. Third down, we're going to call this 7. Maybe 6. Back to throw. Over the middle, caught and hauled in by Taft. Should be a new set of downs, and it is. Inside 6:45 left in the quarter. Handoff and barely anything on the ground. Falcons able to pull up the rare stop on the run game today. Inside 6:25 now. Clock is running, so Danbury can take as long as they need to start this next play. Just trying to run the clock out at this point. Second and 10. Rossetti. Near side. Caught by Brandon Bierman. First touch of the day for him. The senior gets a target. 5:50 remain. The clock stopped. There was a flag on the play, and it's going against Danbury, so they're going to move back. Third down and 15 most likely, maybe 20. No, it's third and 20, that is. So 3rd down and 20. The Falcons trying to get one more possession, maybe. Trailing by 2 possessions. Tough way to end a Week 3 matchup. Tough way to go into a holiday, long weekend, and all that. But he'll be back next week. Down the middle. Not much of a gain. They've gotten some pretty good stops on this drive. But the Hatters just trying to run out the clock. This will bring up a 4th. No, 3rd. And a little bit more than 20. Inside 5 minutes to play now. They're just taking time off the clock. 3rd down, and we're going to call this 21. Backed up after the penalty. Caught. Can't even get back to the original line of scrimmage, but it was hauled in by Nick Smith. So 4th down, they're a little bit long for a field goal. They're probably going to have to go for it. And that's what they will. 4th down. Not necessarily the game on the line, but the Falcons would like to have a stop and get another opportunity to score here. Whistles. 4-minute mark. That's where the clock stops. And now we roll it. 3:55 and counting left in the game. Falcons, who trail by just a point at half, now down by 15. Back to throw. Over the middle and incomplete. So the Hatter defense will come out to try and ice this game. 3:43 left, and here come the Falcon offense. Trying to give them at least one more touchdown before this game is in the books. To throw, Chamberlain dumps it low at the feet of Jake Fraddock and Jelly, who comes in. He hasn't seen a lot of action today, but he gets some on this likely final drive. 3:40 left in the game. To throw, steps up out of the pocket, on the move, Chamberlain levels before he can get to a first down. 3:30 remaining in this ball game, and a 3rd down for the Falcons. .308 to play. Pressure coming. Chamberlain hits, evades pressure, tipped and caught, and a lot of room. And he breaks free, and he's out of bounds inside the 10. Leciza got the lucky bounce. The Falcons have to score, and they have to do it quickly. Inside 3 minutes to play. The clock is not running. It's stopped at 3:56. That kind of just jolted everybody, including the Hatters. 2:49 to go. The clock has been stopped. Second down. Forced to throw. Oh, it's just out of the hands of an Iannone. Literally right through his hands. Falcons got to score, and then they're going to need an onside kick. It's not out of the question yet, but they need a little bit of a miracle. Incomplete, and it's going to be fourth down, and we can call it the ball game. Back to throw. Intercepted, and he's gone. Icing on the cake for the Hatters. It's a pick six. Xavier Ross ices it for Danbury. (34-13). It has been a day of tough breaks for the Falcons, and that's just the latest one of them. PAT to make it 35-13 is off. No, good. 35-13 with 2:24 left in the quarter, or left in the game, that is. The pick six makes it 35-13. It's been kind of a quiet day for the Falcons, and this has not helped. They'll be back next week, though. Believe they're taking on Brunswick. Do not quote me on that quite yet. I could try and find the schedule. I believe it was online. Big kick. Returned. Near side. Ronnie Labraciano gets the return. His first touch of this season. And out comes the Falcon offense, likely for the final time today. 2:15 remaining in the game. Pass is complete. Oh, and he got leveled. Lasiza got hit hard on that far side. Clock running at 2:10. There was a flag, though. I would assume it goes against Danbury. The Falcons are up next week at Darien. We'll do our best to be there as well. That'll be next Saturday, and we certainly hope to bring it to you. He comes back to throw, down the near sideline, and out of reach of Charlie Began. So you see some new faces in for the Falcons late in this game. 1:51 to go. Began lining up as a wide receiver, also playing a lot of basketball. And he moves up from the JV team, gets some reps on varsity today. There's a new quarterback as well. That's Don Ballore. He's only had a few snaps this season. It was again intended for Began, and again it's incomplete.
Right now. You're working. Let's go.
Fourth down and 10. Ballora is the quarterback. Fraticangelli is the running back. Steps up. Long ball. Caught. Tipped. And caught again. It looked like he brought it in. I think he did. And he did. Yes, it was Luca Iannone. It popped right into his hands. What a weird little finish.
I tipped up and this shit went into him. Into his hands. I'm like, what? That's what I'm saying.
1:30 left in this ball game. It's 35-13. Ballora hit, lost the ball. It's picked up. Lucas Mayer ran forward with it. All he could do. Down to 1:10, and the clock is running. It's not been the best day for the Falcons. Back to throw. Complete. Began. Running room, and he's run out of bounds. Charlie Began with his first catch of the season on varsity. 39.3 to go. So maybe they make it a two-score game by the end of this thing. Ballora. Did he catch it? He did. .6 to play, and they went for two. It's going to get returned. Lot of whistle. It would have been returned if it could have been returned. But 35-19, the Falcons did get one last touchdown, and the Hatters can just kneel at this point. All the credit in the world to Augie Thierry and this Danbury team. They came in and they were absolutely the better team today. The Falcons are going to have to really, really step their game up for next week, because Darien is a force to be reckoned with.
Still not going to forget about that sack.
Yes, sir. It's okay, coach. Let's go.
33.6 seconds remain. It is 35-19 Danbury. Izzo to kick off after the touchdown.
Everybody back up.
Trying to go for the onside kick. It is loose. And it is Hatter football. So they can just take a knee a few times and end a disastrous day for the Falcons. It didn't go that way in the first half. They came into this half, remember, trailing by just a point. But nothing happened offensively or defensively for them in the second half. And that turned out to be the difference maker. Clock's going to run out. See if they have to do it one more time, but they're doing the handshakes. So the Falcons are 1-2, the Hatters are 1-2. That's going to wrap things up for us today. The buzzer about to sound. We're inside 10 seconds. It's a tough loss. It really is. And not much more to say. 35-19, the Hatters, who led by just a point at the end of the first half, leading big at the end of this game. And credit to them, they're now 1-2, as are the Falcons, who are on a 2-game losing streak. The Hatters will look to make it a 2-game win streak next week. We are hopefully going to be back. We'll see how things go. We will hopefully be back next week for Darien. If not, it'll be available on DAF Media. Either way, your final today, Danbury 35, Fairfield 19 for our entire crew. New Canaan and Greenwich up in about an hour at 3:45. You can check that out right on the channel, but we appreciate you hanging with us. For our entire FCFL Digital Network crew, I'm Aiden Blanc. 35-19, the Hatters get the win from the Danbury Sports Arena. Good night.